DACCA program actually looks on issues related to change in climate and more so how communities can adapt to climate change effects. DACCA program has been in existence in Homabay for the last 2 years, and we have been working in various wards, 4 of them, and now this is the 5th ward, which actually we are starting the process of engaging the community to develop their community adaptation action plan, which is a key document that the community uses to negotiate with the county government on aspects that can be how the county government can support their intervention on climate change issues.
Climate describe now.
And I think this will help us. We will know, to most of the people who don't know exactly what climate change is, activities that maybe are causing climate change, will be able to know, and the appropriate practices that we should adopt.
We deal directly with the community, we get their views, we document this.
So how do you want the effects of climate change? Yes? Prolonged drought.
For today's event, actually the participants were drawn from already formed community structure we call WCCR, or World Climate Change Representatives.
Osepuonjwa maber, ma kawuono wan gi training mar 30 members mowuok e Kibiri Ward. Kibiri Ward wan gi sub-locations 8. Ma sub-locations 8 go nogolo ji 4 to moko nogolo ji 3.
We left the community to go into groups so that they can continue and actually bring out those issues, major issues, according to what we envisage to be captured in the document.
And I must say that I'm very impressed with the group that we had today. They were able to explain how climate change is impacting on their livelihoods, and after demonstrating with one of the hazards of climate change in this area, all the locations have proceeded to develop very good prioritization of the adaptation effects in this particular locality.
Planting of pest resistance crops like sorghum.
It's a tool for the community to actually control their own destiny. It's a community process, and it is a tool that they must own. If they don't own it, then we've lost it.
Wan kaka jo Kibiri, ka wawuoyo kuom kethruok mar alwora, ang'o gini mwaneno nosetimore manyiso ni alwora koro kethore. Watemo nono mwa explain, mwayudo gik motimore, mamoko wan wawegi mawamiyo gigo timore. To bedo ni jowa osedhi mong'ado yiende, omiyo koro koth kawuono ok wanyal predict.
Puonjruok maka aneno komora kendo aka tadhi create awareness ne jopur wetena mandala.
They were actually in 3 groups according to the location, and each of those locations came up with the ideas that previously they were taken through, and we went around to validate and maybe ask questions about what they have captured. And these documents, we are going to actually consolidate them so that next time the second meeting, when we have the second meeting, the larger stakeholders will be able to actually dig deeper into the issues that have already been captured today.
Twago erokamano ne DACCA team ka koro gibiro wariwore kodgi kanyakla achiel e puonjruok ma kawuono wayudo ni nitiere okenge ma ka watimo wan wawegi to production marwa biro dhi malo.
Today here in Kibiri Ward, we were doing our second training on development of the CAAP for Kibiri Ward. We involved all the 30 members of the Ward Community Climate Change representatives. We also invited some stakeholders from the Department of Environment, Agriculture, and the local administration from the national and county government.
Today we have our next stage of CAAP's formation. Last time tulifanya CAAP stage 1. But meanwhile we want to welcome our chiefs who have joined us today, chiefs and the assistant chiefs here. Chiefs, karibuni sana.
The community members have really gone out of the way to identify adaptation options that they can use to address the hazards that expose them or enhance their vulnerability to climate change.
Climate change is a threat, we all agree. But through planning and understanding, we will succeed. Vulnerability and risk must be assessed.
So they identified a number of hazards. One has been frequent and intense prolonged droughts. The other one has been frequent and increasing floods in the area. The other one has been emergence of new pests and diseases. The other one has been storms. And the other one has been air pollution.
We were discussing last time, we were looking at the things that are happening in our communities, the liabilities that we have based on the climate change. And I want us just to randomly mention some of the things that we said are happening into our communities.
Out of all these areas that they've identified, they've come up with various adaptation options that can help them. And not only the options, they looked at the strategies that they can use to address them. They came up with the activities in most of those adaptation options that they've come. They've identified the role of the stakeholders that they can work with in addressing this, and they've largely identified some of the key results that they anticipate from this particular process. So this was the second day. It's not actually the very last, but it is the one that is leading us to the last process. The last process will now be reviewing what they've come up with also some technical departments, so that they can give that technical input into that particular process, and it becomes a document that the community can use with any stakeholder. Sama watimo proposals magwa, wa propose gik mang'eny gin real and possible. To gima duong' mogik, kik uket ni gini utim ne sirikal kende. Hello? En gima wanyalo timo wawegi gi chiefs gi. Nyaka wachak timo intervention wanyalo timo makata DACCA ok okelo siling, kata sirikal ok okelo siling, to wanyalo timo ang'o? Owinjore maber. Mane ka gini obedo So it has been largely successful, I would say. They've been participating. You've seen even the very old people have been quite giving out the ideas and the experiences from the past.
Let us adopt CAAPs as a means of knowing what the community wants. So this is very context specific to them, and it is a means of fostering community-led advocacy and community-led adaptation actions on climate change.